In this video, we are going to learn mainly law of triads and Newland's concept of octaves. These two are the basic classification of elements. Let us see the first one, law of triads. The concept of law of triads was developed in 1829 by John Wolfgang Dobereiner. John Wolfgang Dobereiner. See what the basic principle what he taken for the development of or for the classification of elements. At that time, very small number of elements are known. He taken three elements as a group. Means in a group only 3 elements are there. For that sake only the word triad is coming. Tri means 3 elements, add means group. So in a triad totally 3 elements are there in a group. Let us see the examples and then finally we can give you a conclusion. In the case of example here, lithium with the atomic weight 7, sodium with the atomic weight 23, potassium with the atomic weight 39 he taken. These 3 elements he considered as a group. See, those atomic weights are arranged in the ascending order. Means in a group only 3 elements must be, and the second one is we should arrange those elements in the ascending order of their atomic weights. Now what happens? If you observe the principle what he taken, atomic weight of sodium, that is nothing but the middle element, is equal to the average atomic weights of first and third element. Atomic weight of the middle element is equal to the average atomic weights of first and third element. Average atomic weight is also we can take as arithmetic mean of atomic weights of first and third elements. Now see once again the statement is, if the elements are arranged in the ascending order of their atomic weights, the atomic weight of second element or the atomic weight of the middle element is equal to the arithmetic mean of atomic weights of first and third elements of the group. Now, as per the atomic weight of the middle element, that is sodium 23, is equal to the atomic weight of lithium, that is 7, plus atomic weight of potassium, that is K 39. Average if we consider by 2, we can get 46 by 2, the average is equal to 23. So atomic weight of the middle element is the arithmetic mean of atomic weights of first and third element. Then we can get the atomic weight of the middle element. Let us see some more examples now. The second example is calcium atomic weight 40, strontium atomic weight 87.5, barium 137. From this example what we can understand? The Dobereiner considered the atomic weight as a fundamental property of elements. As per that, he arranged the elements in the ascending order of their atomic weights. Of course, only 3 elements are there in a group which possesses similar physical and chemical properties. Properties of the calcium, properties of the strontium, and the properties of the barium are similar. He arranged in the ascending order of their atomic weights. If we want to get the atomic weight of the strontium, we should take the average of atomic weight of calcium and barium. Then we can get the atomic weight of strontium. Now, come to the next example. Chlorine 35.5, bromine 80 atomic weight, iodine 127. Here also the elements are arranged in the ascending order of their atomic weights. Come to the example number 4. Sulfur with the atomic weight 32. Se stands for selenium. Se stands for selenium. Te stands for tellurium. We can understand that sulfur, selenium, tellurium are the elements which are there in the form of a group. Now come to the example number 5. Mn stands for manganese, whereas well as Cr stands for chromium, Fe stands for ferrum, what we are going to call it as iron, Latin name. Right. These are all various examples which was given by Dobereiner. If we observe each and every example, we can understand that only 3 elements are there in a group which is called a triad, and the statement is the elements are arranged in the ascending order of their atomic weights. Atomic weight of the middle element is equals to the arithmetic mean of atomic weights of first and third element. This is the statement which was given by Dobereiner, called Dobereiner law of triads. But some of the difficulties are arranged in the case of Dobereiner. Let us discuss what are the limitations of Dobereiner law of triads. Yeah, as we already know, every theory has certain limitations. It's just theory only. Why? Because there is no experimental proof. Mathematical proof is there, but there is no experimental proof. Now let us come to what are the limitations of Dobereiner law of triads. First one, all the known elements at that time are not arranged as groups. All the known elements at that time are not arranged as a groups. Only few elements is there, about 15 elements are given. What about the remaining elements? He said you don't have the idea. Now, second one, come to the second one. The law was failed. What's the law? The arithmetic mean of atomic weights of first and third element is equal to the atomic weight of the middle element. That is the law. Was failed for very low masses like hydrogen, helium, like those are. And every high masses like uranium, radium, thorium, they are failed. Next, third one, there is no accuracy in measuring the atomic weights. Some of the atomic weights are there in points. Some of the atomic weights are there in digits. Whenever they are arranged like that, why such kind of the digits are arranged and how to utilize those digits, he was failed to explain that rule. So totally, though many defects are there, Dobereiner is the first person who given the classification of the elements, and then he showed a path. That path is atomic weights arrangement in their ascending order. So the remaining scientists, they follow the basic rule, that is ascending order of their atomic weights as a fundamental criteria in the classification of elements. Now let us discuss what is the next classification of elements that was given by Newlands on the name of law of octaves. Let us discuss what are the basic principles of law of octaves. The next classification of elements was given by John Newlands in 1865 under the name of octaves. Octa means 8. Means he considered 8 elements in a group. Dobereiner considered 3 elements in a group. Here he considered 8 elements in a group. Let us explain how he classified those elements. If you observe, atomic weight of the lithium is greater than the atomic weight of germanium, is greater than the boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. So he arranged the elements in the ascending order of their atomic weights like Dobereiner. Elements are arranged in the ascending order of their atomic weights. Then what? If we consider the lithium as the first element, count 8 numbers from here onwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Means, and the 8th element is what here? Sodium. That means properties of the lithium and the properties of the sodium are similar. Properties of the every 8th element resembles with the properties of the corresponding first element when the elements are arranged in the ascending order of their atomic weights. Now let us one more example. If you consider the magnesium as the first element, count from there onwards 8 elements. Aluminium 2, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, potassium. Up to here it becomes 7 elements. The 8th element is calcium. This means properties of the magnesium and the properties of the calcium are similar. Properties of the every 8th element resembles with the properties of the corresponding first element, like octaves in the music. What is an octaves in the music? They are sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. Once again, the 8th element is sa. The first one is sa. First octave note is sa, and the 8th octave note is also sa. Means actually we are going to say it is a sapta swara only. Sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. Again sa is repeated. But generally we are going to pronounce them as sarigama padani sa. We should not pronounce like that. They are only in Sanskrita sapta swara only, not ashta swara. Sapta swara. Sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. Once again the sa is repeated like the first one. So for that he used the word octave notes. Now see the final statement which was given by Newlands. If the elements are arranged in the ascending order of their atomic weights, properties of the every 8th element resembles with the properties of the corresponding first element. Properties of the every 8th element resembles with the properties of corresponding first element, like octaves in the music. This is the statement given by John Newlands. For that sake only that is called law of octaves. Let us discuss one more example. If I want the properties of nitrogen, if we consider the nitrogen as the first one and count 8 in the ascending order, nitrogen also including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what is the 8th one? Phosphorus is the 8th one. This means properties of the sodium and the properties of the phosphorus are similar. That is true. Why? Because nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, these are all comes under same group. But this classification is a little bit better when compared to the Dobereiner. Some of the limitations are raised here. We can observe some of those limitations from the table. See, the drawbacks of Newland's table of elements, what is given in 1866. Up to calcium it is okay. See here a slot. Each box is called as a slot. Actually, we should give only one element in a one slot. But here he given two elements, cobalt and nickel. He given. And even one more box, selenium and lawrencium is provided. In one more, dimitrivium, molybdenum is given. Rhodium, ruthenium is given. Barium, vanadium is given. Like that, he arranged two elements in a single slot. This is one of the basic and as well as problematic part. Every slot should be given only one element, but here he provided two elements. This is one of the first problem. Of course, he given the elements in the form of horizontal rows and vertical columns that forms a group, and that forms look like as a box-like structure, but the problem is arised. Now, let us come to the second defect, what the defect is. Certain elements, if you observe cobalt, nickel, here palladium is there, Pd, cobalt, nickel, Pd, palladium, and iridium, Ir is nothing but iridium. These are all metals. Come here, fluorine, chlorine, these are all non-metals, that is gases. How they are similar now? See, the defect is certain elements like cobalt, nickel, palladium, iridium, platinum, these are all the metals. Whereas fluorine, chlorine are the gases, including bromine also they are gases. So, what the main defect is, in a single row, in a single horizontal row, he mixed both the metals and as well as non-metals. This is the one more defect. Comes to the third one. This law is valid only up to the elements that is calcium. Means only 20 elements are following the rule. After the 20th element, the rule is not valid. So for that, the higher atomic masses are not following this table. And again, if you observe the table is completely filled. There is no room for the newly discovered elements. Why? Because every scientist will think about the nearest future. In the near future, some more elements will be discovered. What the place for those elements? There is no room for newly discovered elements. This is one of the biggest defect in the Newland's law of octaves. But though some of the defects are there, we are following the Newland's law of octaves. Why? Because he arranged those elements in the repeating order. That repetition order only we are calling as properties and as well as physical and chemical properties of the elements and periodic functions. Repetition process of the physical and chemical properties of the elements are called periodic functions. So, John Newlands introduced a new word in the chemistry, that is periodic functions. Repetition of physical and chemical properties of the elements are called periodic function of those elements. Now, let us discuss one more fundamental table which was given by Mendeleev in the next video. Thank you.